Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. Kara Corey here, and we are here to dive into my full in-depth review of your collaboration with Buffbunny collection, and that is called the Community Collection. This collection launches October 25th at 2 p.m. EST or 1 p.m. CST. This is your collection. You voted on these pieces. You helped work with design and Heidi directly to choose some of your fan favorites or pieces you wanted to come back, maybe modify. We have a lot of pockets in this collection. We finally have some cardio pieces. We have some prints, purple swirl and hustle print. And we also have some cloud pieces making a return. This launch is not overwhelmingly big, but we have a really nice selection of unique pieces kind of bundled together from what you've selected. As always, using code KARA greatly supports my family and I. It also gets you 10% off, and that'll enter you into my October giveaway, where I will be choosing 10 of you at random to win a $100 gift card to Buffbunny collection. You heard me correct, that's $100. Jason and I do this most months, and it is not in collaboration with Buffbunny collection. We do use our own money. All you have to do is take your screenshot when you purchase showing that you used code KARA at checkout, send that on over to me, either Instagram DMs or via email, and that's all you gotta do. It'll get you entered into the giveaway. We appreciate your support so much. In addition, friends, we will have our live launch party the day of launch. That is October 25th. That is right in the depths of spooky season. So we're gonna make this a live launch Halloween party, friends. Let's get spooky, let's have fun. I know I can't necessarily see you, but dress up, wear your favorite Buffbunny outfit, or wear a little costume. Let's have a little pizzazz while I help you answer all your last minute questions, help you shop the launch. And if you're not even sure if you're shopping the launch, you should still come, because guess what? I do $500 of giveaways over there. That's right. Every 15 minutes, all you have to do is be there, be in the chat, and we will choose people at random every 15 minutes. You'll get a $50 gift card if you are selected for the US website. That gets sent on over to you immediately, because I understand how essential it is for you to shop these launches right away for those of you that are really wanting some of these pieces. Now, if you are new here, not familiar with me, I do have an entire Discord that's all things that I love, but very highly focused on Buffbunny collection. It's called the Buffbunny Babes Discord. Feel free to join. You're gonna get the most information in my Discord. That's gonna be your easiest access to me to have questions answered. You just at me and I answer anyone that asks me a question in there. I also post color comparisons over there, piece comparisons. I give you behind the scenes thoughts and opinions. That's usually the first spot I go to share how I feel about any collections. So come on over and join us in this community. In addition, if you're not already following me on Instagram, make sure to do so. I'll have a whole highlight posted over there with some of the behind the scenes that I got, because I did get to go down there and help shoot not only photo sets and reels, but I also got to be part of this campaign, which was just a cool experience. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel, hit that post notification bell, because I'm gonna be having an additional video be going live this week to show you some of the BTS that we got with all the filming while I was down there. So I think you'll really enjoy that behind the scenes look of what it's really like. Plus, you might be in the video. You guys got to come down and be part of this collection being your collection. A bunch of folks came in, drove, flew in. It was so cool to meet a bunch of y'all. I got a ton of pictures with you. We just haven't been able to post them because it would have been a leak. So no beans were spilled except for me spilling the beans at the Chicago Marathon. You're gonna notice in some of the pieces I wear today, there's a few that are branded with Ghost on them. And that is because Ghost wanted to brand my outfit for the Chicago Marathon. And I of course had to rep Buffbunny collection. So I got special permission to leak some pieces pieces. That's why you're gonna see ghost on a few items. That will not be included if you purchase them. Hate to break it to you. And lastly, head on down to the description box. You're gonna find time codes for everything I go over today. In addition, you'll find my measurements, which really haven't changed, but you will notice because I was able to go down ahead of time, try on pieces, I did size differently in a few things. So some pieces I went extra small. You're gonna see comparisons between that and extra small. I got a small, extra small in cloud. So we're gonna give you all the comparisons. That way you can get a good idea of how you wanna size. My goal here is to always help anyone and everyone. I had a few of you tell me at the campaign, I know I'm not an extra small, but I really love your videos. And that's exactly what I wanna hear. I don't want everyone to only watch my videos because you're an extra small. I really try to do an in-depth review in a way that I can provide sizing guidelines for every single body. So I talk with my fellow athletes, my fellow friends who also wear the brand in different sizes, and I really try to get the most well-rounded feedback so that you know when I'm speaking in these videos, I will tell you if it's just my personal preferences, don't get me wrong, but I like to also advise based on every and all body type. So keep that in mind. I try to help each and every one of you. So just glad to have you here and congrats on your collaboration. Alrighty, friends, let's hop into our first piece, which is a brand new piece, but it's also a marriage between two favorite sports bras, and that is the Revolution sports bra and the Candy Wrap sports bra. They married these two together. They made sweet, sweet lovin' and had this baby, which is the Revolution Candy Wrap sports bra. So this is going to still be a Newbury fabric. If you've tried Newbury before, it is that double brushed, really soft fabric, 74% nylon, 24% spandex. So you do get a nice stretch in here. What I love about this bra is that they kept the features of the Candy Wrap on the front, which is that ruching kind of double layer in the front here with the deep V. And on the back side is where you get your Revolution sports bra. So the really beautiful strappy back. And I have it here in the brand new color, Bunny Pink, which is a really pretty color. I mean, what a year for me to fall in love with pink because we've had pink with every launch. Now I want to talk about sizing on this bra because I did wear it down at the campaign in my normal extra small size. By the way, you're also seeing me wear it in the purple swirl, which is one of the prints you decided you wanted to see come back. I'm wearing both of these in an extra small. So let's talk about that. When I was down there for the campaign, I did feel like the extra small, it fit me, right? I wasn't spilling out of it. There wasn't necessarily any gaping with it, but I just felt like I am small chested. I'm a 34A, so fair enough. I felt very flat chested in it. But the essence of the Candy Wrap to me was always that it gave you that little push up effect. So I didn't find that I was getting that. I felt that it just wasn't very flattering on me. So I wanted to try sizing down in it to see if I preferred that. And I 100% did. I actually feel like the extra small in this bra fits me similar to the extra small Candy Wrap sports bra. Okay, so that's why I decided to size down, and I think you'll notice it doesn't look overly tight on me. I don't really have any lat spillage back there. I will say a lot of the athletes felt fine in their normal sizing. I was the only one shooting an extra small. We had every other size there, and everyone said they felt fine in their sizes, but I do want to mention, because Candy Wrap, Revolution on their own, many times women are in between sizes and size up on both of those bras. I don't think you're going to want to do this on this bra. I feel like if anything, if you're in between sizes, you could size down or just stay your true normal size in this. If you're very small chested like myself and you like what you're seeing, you like how it looks on me with that booby moment, then size down. I'll share some pics with you on Instagram wearing the extra small, and you'll be able to see the difference. I'll do some comparisons as well in there in Discord to give you an idea of how it looks. I just feel more supported in this. Not overly tight, just more supported. And it makes me much happier with the final result of how this bra looks overall. Purple Swirl, like I said, y'all wanted this to come back. And I just want to call out the fact that the beauty of the Purple Swirl is you have different tones in here. So you can really match it with Bunny Pink. You can match it with Nile. You can match it with Eggplant Purple. So very fun that you have some matching opportunities to go with that bra. Bunny Pink is my preference though. So those are my sizing tips on this bra. I feel very locked in on this bra. Great bra for strength training, lifestyle. I could certainly run in it if I want to. I just don't normally choose a Nubri bra for running, but I think many of you are really going to like that bra. If you're like myself, the candy wrap I loved, but my problem with it was the metal components on the straps would always end up just wrecking me. I would get bruising actually on my clavicle. So I love that they blended those two together and now it's not even something I'll have to worry about, which means I'm probably going to grab that over the candy wrap any day. So Revolution Candy Sports Bra, it was a win in my book. We have the return of the Legacy Pocket Leggings. You guys were heard loud and clear that you wanted pockets in this collection. I mean, pretty much everything has pockets in here. You guys are getting the option of one pair of Legacy leggings in black with no pockets, but everything else pretty much has pockets. So y'all definitely wanted pockets and I am team pocket with you. I do feel we need more pocket options as someone that's a runner and likes to utilize pockets to put all my stuff in. It's very helpful. So we have the Legacy Pocket Leggings also in Bunny Pink. I wear these in an extra small. There have been no changes to these since you've last seen them. They do fit true to size in my opinion. Nubri fabric. These are a 26-inch inseam, no front seams here. And the pockets on the side, if you haven't tried these, they're a little bit different compared to say like a Rosa pocket legging, which we haven't seen in a while. They're more comparable to a Posh Knit pocket legging like we saw from Vita. It has that laser edge up top on the pocket, which I love. The only thing I'm not a fan of with the pocket itself, the design of it comes into this long triangular shape, which if you're not using the pockets, I feel like it's more flattering of a look. For me, with the size of my phone, it's so huge, I can't really stuff it all the way down there and fully utilize the pocket in terms of my phone. That's the only downside there. That's just me being a little bit nitpicky. If you have an iPhone, maybe it fits in there a little bit better than mine, but I just wanted to call that out so you're aware the phone fits in there, but sometimes it's a little hard to keep stuffed down in there. It's a functional pocket though. Moving to the back side, the Legacy pocket does still have your tried and true Legacy seams going over the glutes to flatter you there. And any of our Nubri fabrics, you will notice have that silicone branding, so it's very tonal, just looks a bit more luxe to me, so I'm always a huge fan of the tonal branding. Surprisingly, I didn't get any camel toe in these, and sheerness I felt like was really good for this color. This is your lighter color in all the leggings launching, so squat testing those with a black sticker underneath as well as a thong. Yes, you can see the black sticker when I'm in the squat position, but once I stand up, you really can't see it. Nubri does a great job at covering, in my opinion, cellulite, and if you have any tattoos or birthmarks back there, even in the lighter colors, it does a pretty nice job at covering things up. So really like this color. Also, you can see it pairs very nicely with Farah, which is the other pink color we have in this collection. Sizing on the Legacy pocket leggings, if you've never tried them before, yes, they have more seams on them because they're a pocket legging, but truly whatever you normally wear in a Nubri type legging from Buffbunny, if you've worn the Legacy before, that's the customer favorite. you will wear the same size in Legacy Pocket. So to me, they're very much true to size. I wear extra small. They fit great. And Newbury is a light to medium compression. They're not going to suck you in too hard at the stomach, but they do offer a nice light compression, making them super comfortable to wear for the gym. And also a Legacy Pocket legging is a great one to travel in for a travel day. I do enjoy wearing a legging for comfort that has pockets that I can stick my phone or my ID in for easy access as you're going through TSA and all that jazz. Moving into our cardio pillar, which we love to see it, we are going to talk about the Everyday Airbrush Pocket Leggings. Now, you're going to see me wear these in 3 different colorways, so let's talk about that first. I have the Pharaoh color, which is a return color. By the way, we saw this a few years ago in Secrets in the Sand. Gorgeous color here. This is a solid legging. And then we have some contrast stitching. You guys really loved contrast stitching. So I have the Nile Multi, which is the color Nile, beautiful turquoise with lima green seam accents. And then we have the Black Multi, which has a combination of colors here. Looks like the lima bean green. Lima bean green. Did I say that right before? Lima bean green. Lima bean green. Okay. It looks like bunny pink. And then this isn't really Nile, but it's a lighter blue color. So the Black Multi really gives you the most options for versatility with what you pair these leggings with, or any of the Black Multi type fits. So these are a brand new legging. We previously had the Everyday Airbrush that came out in the Warrior collection last January. These are a very similar legging. The biggest update, obviously, is that we now have pockets on them. If you've tried Airbrush and you already have thoughts and opinions, take a deep breath and hear me out. If you've never tried Airbrush, also take a minute to hear me out. This is a beautiful performance fabric. This is probably one of the best fabrics I have run tested as a cardio advisor for a Buffbunny collection for a few reasons. Things that we look for in cardio are they quick drying? Are they sweat wicking? Do they stay in place when I am doing any kind of cardio? Are they comfortable? So those are some of the biggest call outs for what we look for in cardio items. So the Airbrush fabric is a combination of nylon and spandex. It does have some stretch to it, but it does have a sleekness to it. So it helps with that sweat wicking away from your body, keeping you just feeling more dry and comfortable when you do cardio. This is a higher compression legging, however. Airbrush is a higher compression fabric, which makes sense. It's what we want for cardio because we want things to stay in place. If you think about when you do cardio, when you run, when you do any movements, what happens? You sweat, your leggings can start to loosen up, and then you're stuck pulling them up the whole time. I've ran races where I've been pulling up my leggings the entire time. It's annoying as shit, and I guarantee it's impacted my time because it irritates me. I get in a bad mood, and then I'm focusing more on pulling up my leggings versus doing the damn cardio. So we want to eliminate all that. So then comes in Airbrush, this fabric. So I'm telling you, this fabric is incredible. When we saw it launch with Warrior, many of you felt it was too tight in the waist. And they are certainly tight to pull them up, but keeping them tight in the waist is what keeps them in place. However, the team did listen to your feedback. And so on these leggings, they did choose to open up the waistband slightly. So they did increase that. I will do a measurement for you. I didn't bring my measuring tape downstairs. You know, when I put them next to each other, it doesn't look significantly different. These are the ones from Warrior and the Frosted Sage. You can see maybe it looks like a half an inch right here at best. I'll measure that for you to be exact. But just know that if you tried them back in January and you just felt they were too tight and you just couldn't do them, they have opened up that top waist. Keeping in mind, when you put on any fabric that's compressive, they are gonna feel tighter. You kind of have to pull them up with a little bit more grace and take a little bit more time than you would a Newbury legging. I just like to say all this and be overly detailed because every time cardio pieces launch, people are like, oh, they're too tight, I had to send them back. Well, so I'm trying to explain to you why they're tight and to make sure you size correctly. I suggest sizing for your waist. You're gonna be able to get them over your legs for the most part, but I would size for your waist and for your hips, okay? Unless you feel like you are not very proportionate, your legs are bigger, but I feel these are true to size, but with that increased opening in the waist, I can almost feel a little bit of rolling in the waist now. So if anything, I could size down in these to keep them tighter in the waist. I really enjoyed the Warrior version with how tight they were in the waist because they didn't move. I do now get some movement in the waist, so I just want to throw that out there. With that said, I still went with 3 different colors in my extra small because I feel like it's not that aggressive for the rolling in the waist. Okay, so that was a lot about sizing. The actual details of these leggings, if you're not familiar with them, I love how they do the seams on these leggings. It gives a gorgeous contour here at the waistline. The way that kind of scoops up like that, I feel it just makes the waist look a bit smaller. And then you have the pockets running down the side. It is that triangle shaped pocket with the laser cut seam here, very similar to the Legacy pocket. And then on the back side, you have, it's almost like a micro Legacy, the way they do the seam over the glutes. I do feel like many running leggings just don't flatter the glutes or don't have nice seams and just are boring and basic. So I love that these have that pop of fun and give that nice glute contour over the backside. The color Nile with the lima green bean. That's what I'm saying, lima green bean. Lima bean green. Whew, I think it looks so pretty together. This might be one of my favorite color combos. I'm torn between that and the Pharaoh. These are still a 26-inch inseam legging. I forgot to mention this for the rise. The Legacy pocket leggings, those are considered an ultra high rise for where they fit you on the waist. Just keep that in mind. Whereas everyday Airbrush pocket legging, these are considered a high rise. So for me, they sit like right over the belly button. These are considered high compression, as I already mentioned. So just be aware of that and understand its intention there. If you want the leggings, but you don't want to be too compressed, I still feel like you should go true to size because you are going to get a little stretch here. There is no top seam in these. It is a seamless legging. So sometimes that's why I like a top seam or a back top seam in a legging because it helps them stay in place just a little bit better without pinching your stomach. These don't have that. So I just don't want you to have any issues with them rolling or sliding down. On set, the day that we shot these, a few of the girls noticed they were rolling. That was a common thing. So that is why I'm just heavily emphasizing the fact that I do not think you should size up on these. I believe they're true to size, if nothing else, and you want them to definitely stay in place for cardio and you're okay with being a little snatched, then size down. I was very happy to see this got voted as a comeback item. This is the Maraschino Airbrush Sports Bra. Maraschino Sports Bra is a bra we have not seen in a while, and it is now here updated with a new fabric. That's the Airbrush to match those everyday Airbrush pocket leggings. And there's also been a couple little updates to the actual fit of the Maraschino bra. So I have 4 of them and a couple are in different sizes, so I want to break it down for you. I am wearing right now the Pharaoh. This is the extra small. I also got it in the Nile multi, and I grabbed that in the extra small. And then I'm wearing it in the eggplant purple and the black multi with the ghost branding in extra small. So this was another one I noticed when I was on set for the shoot that the extra small, yes, it fit me, but I felt like coming from the side right here, I had a little gaping. And one of the things that I always loved about the Maraschino sports bra previously was that I felt like it gave me a little lift. I felt that it was a high support sports bra that also gave the girls a little lift for me being small chested. Totally lost that going with my normal extra small. You're going to notice in the footage with some of the updates that they did to the bra as well, it actually creates gaping for me a little bit in the front and in that back keyhole detail. So you can take a look at how they compare for me, sizing down to the extra small, just like I did in the Candy Rev. It didn't cause any overly tightness on me, no bulging, no lat spillage. I really felt like that just fit me better. If you're in between sizes for sports bras, typically I would go with your smaller sports bra on this one. And that's feedback I've gotten from other athletes as well, even with larger chest. So let's talk about Maraschino if you have never seen her before. I have an OG one that I don't even think it was called Maraschino back then, but very, very similar. It's now been updated. You know, it looks a lot different in the front, but kind of similar on the back. I think this was called Maraschino at the time. It's just had a few updates to it. That's a really old one that I pulled from my collection. But it has this really beautiful deep V in the front. I think it's just really, really flattering. If you get one that has the multicolor, the seam is gonna highlight around the outside, which is really pretty. You have this lower band here that does not dig in. I wore it for the Chicago Marathon in the black multi, and I didn't get any chafing from the band going around my chest area. Nice and comfortable. On the back side, you have this keyhole here, right? So this was opened up. This is one of the changes that they made to Maraschino. They opened up the lat with the keyhole so that it tucks in your lats more. Your lats are not as exposed. In addition, on the front side, they did increase that front neckline coverage. So that's why for me, it makes sense being smaller chested, wanting my titty moment. Because of that increase in coverage, I needed to size down. You don't have to if you're not looking to have a little lift like I am, but hopefully the extra small comparison gives you a good idea at how much it'll shift if you size up or size down. Everyone, I believe, is gonna feel it's airbrush. It's gonna be really tight. I'm gonna be too suffocated in there. That's not the case with this bra. I know everyone was kind of thinking that would be the case with airbrush, but I believe the team is still really finding that sweet spot for airbrush being a really great cardio fabric for us without it being so tight that no one wants to wear it. So don't panic that this is going to be too tight on you. I promise it won't be. Obviously, you have to keep in mind your own measurements, your own body type. So for me, sizing down, that may not be what you need to do, but it worked out very well for me. I find that this is now very high support. Don't get me wrong, I still wore the extra small for Chicago. I had no issues with that. It still kept me locked in. It kept my boobs supported enough for running for 4.5 hours, essentially. You know, everything was all good there. But on a regular day, I like the way the extra small fits on me more. And could I have run the marathon in a size down? I absolutely could have, for sure. It would have given me a bit more compression. So it does just depend on what you like, what you prefer. But I do love this bra, which is why I have it in 4 different colors. So yeah, definitely recommend trying that out. If you've been needing a cardio style sports bra that's just your perfect sports bra, I think this one meets the need, not only for small chest, but also larger chest as well, to give you some nice support and coverage. And don't forget, friends, if you appreciate what I do, all the reviews, the comparisons, etc. for these launches using code Kara on launch day does support me, and it gets you 10% off your order, plus it enters you into that $1,000 giveaway for the month, where I will be choosing 10 of you at random to win a $100 gift card. We are next talking about the Flirty Flow boy shorts. I pretty much wore these the entire time I was down in Houston shooting for photos and for the campaign, because I am the cardio girl and these are in our cardio pillar. We only have the Boyshort version launching this time. I am someone that prefers the bikini version, but the Boyshort version worked out very well for me because I did run in the marathon in these. That's why Ghost is on here. The Boyshort version, the beauty of it is you do have that full liner short underneath that has 2 full functional pockets, and you can fit a crap ton in there. I had 7 goos in here, salt packets, and butt wipes, all in those pockets. And then I wore my Buffbunny running belt to carry my phone. What's really fun about the shorts this launch, you can get full tonal with the lima bean, or you can get a really cute color combo. For instance, I have the black with the lima bean color underneath. I'm also right now wearing the bunny pink, and then we have the pharaoh liner underneath, which I think is really cute, and it does pop out and you can see it. And I just think it makes a really appeasing look for the gym. It gives you that something else to the outfit versus it being full tonal. Even though I do love a tonal moment, this gives you those fun pops of color. So I thought that was a really cute idea. Now we have seen Flirty Flow boy shorts a few times. They did make some changes to them this time. So they did go ahead and they increased the liner back rise back here. So it wasn't, I believe, catching as much. I think some people felt like it was too tight back there. They increased the front rise of the outer layer, but only in medium to triple extra large. So not the smaller sizes. In addition, they increased the leg opening in the larger sizes. So we are getting to the point where we're seeing some changes that are being graded based on sizing. So this was more of a change for our medium and up sizes and didn't really impact our smaller sizes within this launch. I know Teresa mentioned having some issues with some of the changes where she wasn't getting as much flow in the short anymore. I still have the flow in the short. The one thing I'll say that I never noticed before, so this is new to me, maybe I had it before and didn't notice it, but the front seam, I feel like I almost could use a little extra length here, because some of my race photos, I felt like I almost looked not camel toe-y, but it was just very like it was just putting my crotch on display a little bit. I don't know if you can notice in the footage, but I feel like I could maybe use just like a little more length here. That's just me being nitpicky. I wouldn't size differently on these. I'm an extra small in these shorts. The waist has some extra room in it for me personally on my waist size. But the nice thing about that is it's an elastic waistband and you do have the draw cord on the inside. So if I had really needed to, I could have pulled this up, tightened it, and locked it in place. I wore a run belt over this, so that kept them in place and they would have stayed in place either way. One of the things I do really appreciate about the Flirty Flow short, with that short liner underneath, I do typically like bikini, like I mentioned. However, that liner, it's not too tight on the thigh, but it's tight enough that it stays in place. You would have thought, girl, you're going to be picking your shorts, picking your butt the whole time you're running. I ran the whole marathon in the Flirty Flow boy shorts, and I don't recall once having to pull down the short liner on the inside. It pretty much, maybe when you first put them on, it'll creep up just a little bit, but then it stays in place. It's not moving around. I don't know if y'all tried the Lifesaver shorts we had a long time ago. I loved those, but couldn't wear them for running because there was always so much movement with that underneath liner. That is not the case with these. They really do stay in place quite nice. So I appreciate that. Just one thing to mention, I did have to let the team know when I got these, some of the black dye was on the lima bean color, and I couldn't get it to wash out. So I'm hoping that was a one-off and that not everyone's shorts are like that, but just an FYI, I did make the design team aware so they could look into that more. Let me know, have you guys tried the Flirty Flow shorts? Shorts are such a tough one, I think, to appease everyone when it comes to running, especially when we all carry our weight a bit differently. I do really love that these shorts on the side, they have that tulip on the side so that the fabric really does flow and move with your body. That flow on the outside. The only downside to it is you'll notice in the pink ones in particular, you can't really see it on the black. It does wrinkle quite easily. I've had some folks ask me, how do I avoid the wrinkle? You really would just have to steam it or iron them if you care that much. I kind of don't. I'm going to sweat and it kind of naturally flattens out anyways. The other thing with the Flirty Flow, I did wear the black for my marathon, but they're not, that outer flow material, it's not going to be sweat proof. So yes, these are a short that you could see some sweat come through on that flow, on that outer liner, if you are in a really hot area or doing a really sweaty workout. But all in all, I was very pleased with these shorts. I think they're really cute. I love the multicolor ones. Also, I'm kind of low-key mad I didn't get the lima bean because I have a photo of me in just a full-on lima bean outfit with the shorts, the maraschino, and the cloud sweatshirt, and it's such a vibe. Just really cute. So we have some fun options for you there if you do enjoy the Flirty Flow shorts. Another old school item making a return in a new fabric is our Iris tank. Do y'all remember this? She has not been around in a long time. You all wanted more flowy tank tops to make a comeback, and this is the one I believe you voted on. So this is now in the halo fabric, which we've seen recently in a lot of our tops. Really soft, bouncy fabric. So to me, it feels very similar from what we previously had in the Iris tank, but maybe a slightly more lightweight now. I will tell you, I did size down in this to the extra, extra small. I wore this a bunch for shooting campaign stuff and photos, and the extra small to me, especially not tying it up, just looks so boxy on me and just not flattering for my personal body type with no boobs and not a lot of curves. It just didn't do much for me. So I wanted to try sizing down in this, and I definitely like it a lot more sizing down. So you're gonna see how it looks on me, just flowy as is. In addition, you're gonna see me, I tie it up in the back and kind of make it into a cute little crop. So you kind of get a 2-for-1 here. You can tie this up a bunch of different ways, but I'm just sharing with you my favorite way to tie it up that I think looks really cute and flattering. So you do have some versatility there. If you have had this tank in the top, besides the fabric change, they did reduce the opening on the bottom just to reduce overall volume, is what they stated in the PDF. But it's a very basic tank top, full coverage on the front, comes up fairly high neck, flows down. It is a relaxed fit naturally, so you don't have to size down like I did. It's up to you. You can tell with me sizing down, it still looks relaxed on me, but just not too big. What I like about it is on the side, that armhole comes down nice and long, so you could still get like that sneak peek of what sports bra you're wearing underneath. And then on the back side, you have the crisscross, and it stays open there, which is nice because it doesn't cover up the back of your leggings. So if you want to show off that cute glute seam, you're not going to cover it up. But it's just a very basic, lightweight, flowy tank top. If you've been missing these in your collection, you have a few colorways to choose from. I don't necessarily grab flowy tank tops that much anymore. I've been more of a pump cover girl, especially coming into the colder months, but I definitely like having some options for a flowy tank because I also don't normally train in a sports bra in New York. Coming into the colder months, I usually do like to cover up with something. So always good to have some options like this. Halo fabric, super comfortable if you've never tried it before. Just feels really soft and comfy, cozy on the body. Moving back to performance items, we talked about the Everyday Airbrush pocket leggings, and we also have the Everyday Airbrush pocket shorts. And so these are coming in a 7-inch version, so kind of like your biker style length short. I'm showing you them in the eggplant purple as well as the black multi, so you can get an idea of how they look. 7 inches, while it is quite long, for those of us doing performance activities, that length I feel ensures that it's not going to ride up. You know they're going to stay in place. If you're someone that gets the thigh chafing, this is a great option because it really does cover a good portion of your legs. At least for me, having shorter legs, it certainly does. So these are a great item to have in your collection if you don't have anything like this. Airbrush fabric, so as I mentioned, it is going to be more sweat wicking, quick drying, and it is going to be high compression, similar to the leggings. I do feel like the shorts, I didn't have as much issue with feeling like they're rolling in the waist at all, so those stayed in place great. I got extra small in both of these. that leg opening where it hits on the thigh, I feel like was the perfect tightness. It wasn't sausaging. And I've gotten that with Newbury 7 inches recently from the Story collection, but these were not too sausagey. They were comfortable, just enough compression to stay in place for me. And so we have the same seam details on the front. You've got a seam that cuts across down on the bottom of the short, and then on the side you do have your same pockets here, just like you do on the leggings, that V style pocket here. I'm showing you putting my phone in there as well, just so you can see how it looks. And then on the back side you do have the seams over the glutes. Also, something to point out that I didn't, in our performance fabric, we do not have the silicone branding. I believe just due to the style of fabric it is, we do still have that reflective detail logo going over the backside there. But these are a great short. I just personally end up wearing more leggings this time of year versus shorts, but you know, we haven't had 7-inch shorts in performance ever. I'm trying to think if we've ever had performance shorts in 7 inches. I don't know. If we have, it's been an awfully long time. So if these are something you've been waiting for, you've got some fun color options to choose from here. They perform well. I hope you guys love Airbrush just as much as me. Let me know in the comments if you're team Airbrush. I'm gonna work really hard to turn you on to it because it really is a great fabric. Moving into these cutie patooties, like the social long sleeve, I'm obsessed with these. I don't know if you guys voted on these, helped create the colors, the font, the name of them. I'm not really antisocial, but I don't care that it says Antisocial Lifting Club. I kind of like that. It gives off the random stranger in the gym, don't come talk to me while I'm lifting. I'm doing my thing up in here. But not really. If you see me in the gym, please come hi to me. I'm not antisocial, but I love the font detail that they did. Kind of is a little bit wavy. The lima bean one has the ombre different coloring, so I can really mix and match this with quite literally everything in this collection. So this one is the most versatile in my opinion. There's also a white one. I think the white has black lettering on it. Then I had to get the frosted purple. The frosted purple is definitely much more minimal. So if you don't really like the slogan Antisocial Lifting Club, maybe go with the purple one where it's a bit more discreet. You can't necessarily read it. But I'm obsessed with the colors for these. They're a nice, soft, 100% cotton shirt. Your sizing options are a bit more limited on these, so I have the size small. I do wash and dry these. I think they're technically pre-shrunk, so you don't get a lot of shrinking when you do wash and dry these, but I think they're true to size. However you like your pump covers to fit. Some people like to go super large. You could size up, but these are just really cool. I love how these turned out. I love that they went with a long sleeve. It's that nice soft fabric. These are something I will get a lot of use of out of this time of year. Talk about literally the piece that I've been waiting for probably 2 years now. I want to say since my collab. Maybe even before then, when we first got Cloud. I have a review video somewhere where I said, design team, please give us a long zip up Cloud hoodie. And that date is here. It is October 25th. Code Kara at checkout. We finally have our long zip Cloud hoodies, baby. I'm so excited. So I got these in 2 colors. You have 3 color options. You've got the frosted purple, lima bean, and then you also have black. So 3 options to choose from. You were gonna see me wear the Cloud full zip hoodie in size extra small in frosted purple. The lima bean is in size small. So I did want to size up to show you the difference, but keep in mind these are already an oversized fit is how they're listed. And you can tell it's not short on me by any means. We are not showing our stomach here. When I raise my arms up, the stomach is not going to be on display. So I'm very pleased with the length of this hoodie and just the overall fit of it. It's so comfortable. These do have that dropped sleeve situation, kind of like the plush fleece that we saw, which I really like, makes it nice and comfy and cozy. I will say they're not overly heavy either. If you're worried about a Cloud hoodie feeling really heavy or overwhelming, neither the sweatshirt nor the hood are too heavy. You guys ever get hoodies where the hood is so freaking heavy that you're like, it's weighing you down and you don't even want to wear it because it's either too long or too clunky or too heavy? That is not this hoodie. She's perfection. So I'm very, very pleased with this. Let's talk about the details on the Cloud hoodie other than the fit. Size how you like. I love both. I like the extra small on me. I like the size small on me. I probably personally wouldn't go any bigger than that because I think it would just get really wide. You'll see the difference in the size small. It's quite a bit bigger in the arms versus the frosted purple. But we do just have the simple detail that's embroidered down here on the arm in that cursive. The other nice feature, if you bought threads in the past launch, we have a similar update feature here in the pocket. When you go inside, you have not one, but two little mesh pockets, which come in handy. We just went to the vet today and I put my keys in there to make sure they don't fall out, because that's the other thing. Sometimes you throw your keys in your pocket and they just drop out of there. These stay right in there in those nice little mesh pockets. So that's just such a great detail that they've added. No real details on the backside. This is just a cozy hoodie that I will be living in. The colors are fun. I'd love them in some fall colors too, but I don't discriminate. I'll wear this. I'll wear lima bean all fall. No worries. I also just want to show you how cute lima bean looks with Pharaoh. Like I said, I wore this to the vet today, so I probably have dog hair on it. Don't judge. But lima bean also looks really good with Pharaoh. It gives like watermelon vibes. So it's giving a little bit more summer than it is snows around the corner. But hey, I'm okay with that. I'm not ready for the S word just yet. But how cute does this look together too? So cozy, so comfy. The cloud sets are definitely a top pick from me from this launch. If you could only get one thing, it would probably be a cloud set, even though I know it's more recovery related or mobility related. That would be my top pick because they're just so good and I've been waiting so freaking long for them. So highly recommend. I think you guys are definitely gonna love them. And then we also have to talk about our cloud joggers. These are the boyfriend cloud joggers. So let me remind you, we did have boyfriend cloud joggers come out previously, and I think it was actually a full capsule, the boyfriend joggers. Was that in Buff Pop, I think, when they came out? Anyways, we have seen these before, so they are listed as no updates to the fit. So keep in mind, if you shopped cloud joggers from 7 Deadly Sins, which was my collab, these are an entirely different fit. They are oversized. So I got them in the frosted purple, again, in extra small, and then you'll see them in the lima bean in size small. I wanted to have 2 different sizes to show you the difference, but also in the wintertime, I like to just throw these on over my leggings when I go to the gym and it's cold out. So I wanted to have a couple size options. Size extra small does fit me perfect. There's no gaping in the waist. They're not too big on me. I don't look like I've got a diaper on the backside. They fit the glutes quite nice. I will say extra small is my perfect fit, but I also like the baggy fit of the size small. So this is where you have to use your own preference for what you like and how you want it to fit. Details on this, you do have the elastic waistband here, which fits nice. And then if you need to, you've got the drawstring that you can tighten it and tie it if needed. You have a B logo over here with functional pockets on both sides. There are no zippers on these pockets, FYI. Extra small, and small. The inseam length is 29 inches. Medium, the inseam length is 30 inches, and large to sizes above that, I believe, are 31 inches on the inseam. So just essentially, the more you size up, the longer the sweatpants are gonna get, which I think makes sense anyways, but they listed those details for us in the PDF, which the PDF, by the way, is pinned in my community collection channel over in my Discord if you wanna peruse it and take a look. No secrets there. So those are the main call outs. They are an oversized fit. So when you look at them, they look kind of giant, but when you fit them on, they look really nice. They have the tapered jogger bottom down here. So not a straight leg, a true jogger for you. I don't know. I kind of like both sizes. I can't really decide what size I like more. So Comes down to your personal preference, how you want to size on these. I have found Cloud quality-wise holds up. It really does stand the test of time. So if you're wondering how these wash, do they start to pill? Do they start to break down? I've personally had no issues. The only issue I've had in the past was my black Cloud. The blackness did start to kind of look a little dull after a bit, but I think that's normal for any black. But I didn't get any pilling on any of my Cloud. I still wear them in rotation all the time and they hold up really great. So these Cloud sets I think will probably be maybe one of the best sellers out of the launch. I don't really know. You guys wanted all these pieces, so you tell me. You guys tell me what's going to be the best seller this time. What do you think, if anything, will sell out? Not me trying to put on a headband and this is what it looks like. Let's get physical, physical. Come on and get physical. I did not try these on at all during the review video because I have an issue of my hair always getting indents no matter how long I wear something. So we'll save this to the end of the review, but I do like wearing headbands for running. So we came out with the everyday Airbrush headbands. These I did help wear test, and they have this nice velour lined piece on the inside, which does help keep them to stay in place. I like to wear mine like this. They, some girls do it and look really cute and have like little pieces hanging out. I don't. This is how I wear it. I put them behind my ears and I wear my hair in a ponytail. So this is how I would wear it. This is how I wear it running. This is how I wore tested it. Wore tested it. And it stays in place great. I think it looks really cute. So if you want to grab a little matchy headband for your cardio fit, this is fantastic. Love these. So I definitely grabbed a couple of those in my collection. I pretty much got everything that was launching and duplicates, as you saw. The only items I did not choose to get were the Game Changer backpack. We have those coming in black multi, bunny pink, along with the purple swirl print. And like I said, you are also getting the option of legacy leggings coming in a plain black. So if you're basic, you want to get something out of this collection, you can get the plain black legacy leggings. Otherwise, that is the entire community collection, friends. My top picks for you, let's see, definitely the Cloud sets. I am a huge fan of the Maraschino sports bra, sizing down in it, and I love the everyday Airbrush pocket leggings. So if you're a cardio girl like me, I'm super excited to have those and finally have some more cardio pieces in my collection. The shorts are up there too. It's just like I said, if I'm choosing between leggings and shorts, you guys know me, I'm always going to choose a legging because I just tend to wear leggings more. Lastly, I will say probably also the long sleeve, the Antisocial pump cover. I think those are super cute as well. But overall, what a fun collection. This is probably the first time I've ever seen this done where a community has chose an entire collection. So y'all did that. I can't wait to hear what you love. I want to hear from any of you that were participating and giving feedback in this collection and helping it come to life. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on if your vision truly did come to life within this community collaboration. We're going to wrap up the video here, friends. I will have the BTS video coming, and do not forget to set your alarms and join me 2.5 hours before launch goes live. That's October 25th, 11:30 EST. I will be here on YouTube. We will have $500 worth of giveaways to gift out. It'll be our live launch party Halloween spooky version because some of you are missing Halloween. So I'm going to bring you the Halloween at the live launch party. Make sure you're there. As always, code Kara to support. Leave me any and all of your questions down below, and we'll see you then, friends.